Let's get to Tim Dillon now. We can always look at him for some relieving content here. One of the most tapped in and accurate podcasters of our generation. And here's what he has to say about the current political moment and about Bari Weiss's free press potentially being valued at $250 million. Let's take a listen.
The political fallout from this scandal, it would be monumental, and it would affect some of the wealthiest people in the world and our relationships with different countries, namely Israel. I don't care how many, Bari Weiss, whose company is, sold now, is going to sell to CBS for $3 trillion or something. Larry Ellison's son's buying the Free Press. The very important Free Press blog that is on Substack is worth $250 million. And I like Bari, but the one that gets like 7,500 views on YouTube, that powerhouse conglomerate media company is worth $250 million. By the way, so the Tim Dillon show's apparently worth $1 billion. Hello, Miriam. Where's my fucking money? $300 million, $250 million for Bari Weiss's blog, in which she interviewed megastar Ross Douthat from the New York Times about why conspiracies have taken the hold of the American mind. And Ross goes, well, the thing about conspiracies is there is an element of truth. Not in this one. There's not an element of truth. It's all truth. Like everyone's like, oh, the grift is to go against Israel. It's like, clearly not. The grift is $250 million for the blog. For your blog. By the way, God bless. Nice woman. Sweet, charming woman. Her and her wife, lovely people. No issue with them directly at all. They don't like me anymore, which is fine because, again, you're on the team or you're not on the team. You criticize one thing, you're off the team. But apparently the brand equity, and by brand equity means I'm willing to argue for shooting Palestinian toddlers in the face. That's the brand equity of 250 sticks. You shoot toddler in his face. Thank you. 303. Thank you very much. That was very good. And 300 million for you.
When he's right, he's right.
That's so good.
When he's right, he's right. Let's put this up there on the screen. This is from Lachlan Cartwright. It's from his newsletter. I just thought he did a phenomenal job here. So I'm going to read here, quote, "It is not worth," he's talking about the Free Press, "anywhere near the valuation Weiss and Berman have been claiming. According to two people familiar with the matter, there are a number of factors that should give any potential suitor pause. The former New York Times journalist is known for overspending. She has splashed cash on spacious office, overpaid to lure marquee names. The publication pays freelance writers $2 a word. They currently have 50 people on staff. Big name hires, many of others have departed. Meanwhile, the Free Press Signature podcast, honestly, lingers at number 31 in society and culture." 31. I shouldn't chart shame, but when we're trying to sell for $250 million,
but not even overall.
Maybe I should.
31st in society and culture.
Quote, "Drawing marginal revenue, the Free Press events such as monthly book clubs and debate series have failed to generate meaningful profits that only leave subscription part of Bari Weiss's business that is subject to churn. Then there is the reputational risk," and he continues. So that's just at a pure business level. Now,
it's an open question to me whether they
whether those sub numbers are even real.
Well, and also, what do they say the sub numbers are?
It was like 155,000.
I don't believe that.
Yeah.
I don't believe it. But anyway, okay, so you go to now they do have their blog, they have other things going on. You go to their YouTube page, 331,000 subscribers. So we have roughly 5 times their number of subscribers at this point.
Shit.
Roughly 5 times.
Okay.
That aforementioned from Tim Dillon interview with Ross Douthat, which Ross really catching some strays there.
By the way, Ross is great. All right, leave Ross alone. We love Ross.
I want to have Ross back on the show, actually. Obviously, I have disagreements.
I love Ross.
That's awful guy. Anyway, here's a headline here. Jeffrey Epstein and Conspiracy America. Epstein hot topic online, right? Surely going to do some numbers.
Yeah.
17,000.
Woof. Yeah.
17,000 views. The debate that they just put out between Eli Lake and Josh Hammer on Russiagate, 5,000 views.
Wow.
Okay, these are the metrics for a company that apparently is getting a valuation of 200. It's just absolutely insane. So, I mean, you were making the point before, maybe we should celebrate this, because what does this mean that we're worth?
I was going to say, in some ways, I want this to happen because it means I'm a centimillionaire on paper, okay? But no, look, it's all bullshit. This is ridiculous.
Totally insane.
And I'm not sitting here claiming to be number one. You know, there are a lot of big political YouTube channels out there that are way bigger. But I'm not sitting around trying to get $250 million out of Larry Ellison's son either, okay? So that's my point.
The reason Tim Dillon's sketch hit so hard is because he's right. The whole value comes from her willingness to put an intellectual sheen on absolute monstrosities.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
It's in writing. The Dillon buyers, who's, again, I know this may seem tedious, but this is important for all you guys to understand, that there are people like us, you know, they're all, listen, Tim Pool's not out there asking for $250 million, all right? And he gets 15 times the number of views. But he has more views than we do. PBD, any of these other folks, none of these folks are out there. You can think whatever you want about them, but, you know, they're running their own businesses and they're not out there trying to be bought for billions and billions or whatever. And the point, though, in the Bari Weiss case is that it is entirely an intellectual sheen on pro-Israel and pro-Zionism. If you read about it, David Ellison and others are genuinely only want to buy the free press to support Israel. That's it. They want to support and put, what's her name? Bari on the CBS like news board as an ombudsman.
Yeah, so she's gonna fill the role as the TikTok IDF
as
lady.
the censor. For,
Same thing, but for
Do you know why this is crazy? Do you know why this is crazy? This is a network television. Like granted license from the government. CBS This News Morning, like when you don't even have cable, this is network TV. CBS 60 Minutes, all of these legacy brands and all this would fall under her. That's why it's nuts.
And CBS has already bent the knee in a number of really significant ways. You know, they trimmed the sales of 60 Minutes because 60 Minutes was doing good reporting on Trump, but also specifically on Israel-Palestine that they didn't like. You had their longtime executive producer leave under duress. There's the Stephen Colbert situation, which, you know, I do think that that was a sop to the Trump administration. And I mean, it's both. I think it's both. Business. It's a shitty show. It's all of that. But I do think that was a stop to the Trump administration. You had CBS also settle a lawsuit, basically paying a bribe to the Trump administration. They want their freaking merger to go through. And this is why I think the Colbert thing was in part political, because right after that happens, then lo and behold, they're getting approval for their big merger, whatever. So the government has said they're going to install like a bias monitor at CBS, and I guess Bari can be part of that team. So congratulations to her. It's just absolutely extraordinary. It does go back to what you're saying about how Israel realizes this is their moment, that they have lost the, you know, anybody under 40 in America, they have lost. And they have, you know, completely, outside of America, I mean, they've completely isolated themselves globally. Now is their moment, and so they are going for it. And part of going for it is this sort of like pushing of bias monitors at TikTok and at major network news, with Bari Weiss being a significant part of that, and it is wild to see.
Yep, that's right. All right, we got Jasper standing by. Let's get to it. Hey, if you like that video, hit the like button or leave a comment below. It really helps get the show to more people.
And if you'd like to get the full show ad-free and in your inbox every morning, you can sign up at breakingpoints.com.
That's right. Get the full show, help support the future of independent media at breakingpoints.com.